Good day, everyone. When you first arrive here in the United States, most likely you'll be staying your first few weeks in a hotel setting. And most of us do have some struggles in staying in this kind of place. Because let's face it or not, it is not your home. So there are things that you wish that you could make it more comfortable for you to stay in. So in this video, we'll be discussing some tips and strategies in order for you to make it more comfortable for your first few weeks here in the United States. Plus, I'll be giving you a few things that you can put in your luggage before coming here to the United States that I'm sure you can use when you arrive here in the US. Then, at the end of this video, I'll show you the most important tip. Yes, the very important tip that you have to know in order for you to know what to bring, what to prepare, and how to deal with things when you arrive in your hotel here in the United States. So if you're interested, stay tuned and watch till the end. I'm Nurse Juan Cruz, your OFW nurse. First, I'll show you different types of hotels here in the United States. Most likely, hotels have similar things that you can find inside their rooms. First, of course, you have your bed. Most of the time, you'll be getting a queen-size bed. It will be like bonus if you have those 2 queen beds in one bedroom. That will make your room more spacious for you to use, especially if you have family with you. Then, of course, you have your cable TV. Then, coffee machine. Coffee here is not like back home in the Philippines wherein they normally use like a 3-in-1 coffee. Here, rarely you can find those kind of things. Most of them are not instant, so you do have to brew them. So like for this is a coffee machine which uses a filter type. Then most of them come in 2 types. Coffee like a regular coffee, and the other one is a decaffeinated coffee. Some hotels you can find those coffee machine that uses K-cups instead. Then the microwave. Take note, some hotels do not have a microwave, unfortunately. So it's best to get a room that has one. Because most likely your food will be cooked through your microwave. Yes, I'll explain more later. Then of course your bathroom usually have the hot and cold shower in it and also a tub. Then for the toilet, most likely you don't have bidet. So you might need to adapt with using tissues or bring your pail or any tabo or anything that you can use in order for you to do what you normally do back home in the Philippines or in other Asian countries. So yes, you can bring tabo with you when you come here to the United States. Or maybe you can use a bottled water or something like a similar to like a pail. Then in every room, most of the time, you have smoke alarms and those sprinklers water. So make sure if you're trying to cook in those things, cover them up like what I showed you in my previous apartment video. Just avoid those making smoke alarm noises. Then of course you have your mini fridge. Then take note, here in the US for like a cheap hotels or motels, you rarely see those fridges that are filled with goodies. It's not like back home in the Philippines or in other Asian countries where they have different kind of things that you can pick up and they will be charged after you leave your place. Here in the US, most likely they don't have those things in the fridge, which is a good thing for you because you'll be staying there for quite some time, so you need those spaces. Now, we're done with the apartment tour. Now, let's go to other things like the food. Usually, your hotel comes with free breakfast every day. It's like, yay! But really, NANI? Why? Because the breakfast here in the United States is not like back home in the Philippines or other Asian countries, wherein they have a lot of varieties. Here, most likely they have the same thing every day. Every day. And like I said, they're not really great. So typically for breakfast, you can see cereals, milk, bread, pancake, yogurt, fruits like orange, bananas. So just imagine eating those every day. Then it will be a bonus or a better hotel if they have like eggs, burgers, burger patties, and gravy with biscuits. Then it will really be a bonus if they have like those mini sausages or those bacons. So most of the time, these are the kind of foods that you might find during the breakfast times in different types of hotels here in the United States. But it really depends on the kind of hotel they'll book for you. And most of the time, they'll book this kind of hotels for you because you'll be staying there for quite some time. So it kind of will be more expensive for their side if they're gonna book you with a bigger, classier type of hotels. So most likely, it will be these kind of cheaper type of versions of hotels. Then budget tip. You can bring some of the breakfast food back in your hotel and store them for maybe for your lunch or for your dinner. Yes, we do that because sometimes it's not worth it for the breakfast that they have, but it's nice to have something in your fridge just in case you become hungry, especially in the middle of the night. So yep, that's one budget tip for you. Then another thing to take note about the food. Most of the hotels here in the United States doesn't have like a joint restaurant with them. Unlike back in the Philippines wherein they have like their own restaurants to serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner or anything that you want to order. Most of the time, if you're gonna be placed in these kind of hotels, you don't have room service. Yep, most of the time. you do have an option for getting through vending machines. So most hotels do have those in their establishments. So you can opt to those kind of things. But most likely they're just serving snacks. Then, since you already have breakfast, now you have to worry about your lunch and dinner. So for here, you do have different options depending on which place you're staying or which state you're staying, or particularly which county. So number one option you can use is to order through online. So you can use like Uber, Grab, DoorDash, those kind of things. But if they do have in your place, because like in our place, we don't have those delivery systems. So yes, you don't have that option. Especially if you're staying those in the rural areas, most of the time they don't have those delivery apps. But you do have an alternative for that. You can ask for the hotel management to give you a list of restaurants wherein you can order food. Then of course you have to give them some tip and pay them some cash or build up an online account with them. Then the main problem with this is number one, it's more expensive. Then number two, your options are quite limited to different restaurants that you have nearby or those that cater delivery. Which points me to the next option for you, which is to use your microwaves. Here in the US, there's a lot of food that you can cook through your microwave. You have your burger, pasta, rice, pizza, hot pockets, meat, and a lot more things. So it depends on what you can find in different grocery stores. Like in Walmart, you do have an aisle wherein you can buy those microwavables. So take note of those things and try to explore. It's not that bad really. And compared to ordering out, it is much cheaper. So the only thing you have to take note about this is most of those things should be kept on a freezer. And in a hotel, you do have a limited space for your freezer. Yep, you do have the small parts only. If you could insist some of your managers to put you in those kind of place wherein they have the gas stoves, then those will be a game changer for you. It opens up more options. Some hotels do have those things, but not all, and it depends on which location you're staying at. Then your other options for food is like go to restaurants or different places where they cater food. The problem is most of the time when we arrive here in the United States, we don't have a car unless you get your car to international auto source. But few weeks or the first few weeks, most of the time you might not have a car. And the problem is if you're going to be placed in an area where there's no public transportation, so these kind of scenarios is a main problem for you. Then another option for food here in the United States are the gas stations. Most of the time, like 90% of gas stations, they do have some food available in the stores attached to them. So if you find any gas stations within your area that like a walking distance, then that's a good source for you to get food from. Number one that makes your life more difficult when you arrive here in the United States and stay in a hotel is the availability of public transportation or not having your own car yet. Yes, because most of the time, most places here in the United States, they don't have a public transportation, especially if you're going to be deployed on those rural areas. So these are things you need to pack in your luggages. You have to bring plates, of course, maybe like one or two pieces of them. You have to bring bowls, you have to bring microwavable Tupperwares. Yes, you have to bring some of them because like I said, you might utilize a microwave a lot of times. So it's best for you to store those in microwavable Tupperwares. Glass, preferably like a plastic glass. Then a few utensils that you can use like small knife and some spoon and fork. But put them all in your check-in luggages. Okay? Let's bring some sponge and some dishwashing liquid soaps. Just a small amount. So in order for you just to get by during those first few weeks or first week before you'll be able to explore some of the areas. Then if you're bringing some canned goods, make sure to bring your can openers. Then if you're bringing some noodles, like a packed noodles, then bring some Tupperwares that can cater like having some soup on it. Okay? So that will be a good thing for you, especially if you're trying to save up during those first few weeks. Then, next thing you have to worry about is your laundries. Some hotels, they do have their public laundry areas, wherein you just have to pay them like maybe coins or just like a coin slots. So some of them do have those things. And most of the time, if they do have laundries in their areas, means they are selling fabric conditioners, soaps, and other dryer sheets. So yes, you can utilize them. Just go to the counter and ask them if they are selling those kind of things. But if the hotel that you stayed in doesn't have a public laundry area, then the next thing you can do is to ask them about if they could allow you to use their laundry area. Some of them do, like what happened in our case when we arrived here in the United States. But if they don't allow you to use their linen areas, then you're left with an option where you have to find some laundry shops. And yes, most of the time you can find laundry shops all over your place. But if you don't have a car, this might be a problem for you. If it's a walking distance, then that's okay. But if it's like too far for you to walk, then that will be a problem. Then you're left with doing your own laundry in your hotel. And yes, we also did this before when we arrived here in the United States, where we did everything like hand wash, then hung our clothes near the windows and use the blow dryer in order for them to dry faster. So for this thing, you need to bring maybe few hangers for you to use, just in case you do have these kind of scenarios when you arrive here in the United States. The next, the amenities for the hotel. Yes, you have to know these kind of things because it will make your life more comfortable. Number one, most likely they do have computer for you to use, like a public computer for you to use. So you can use the email or do those things or send some documents. And you can utilize their printers and their fax machines also. You just have to ask permission from them. Then sometimes they do have the pool, rarely. Then sometimes they do have a gym, which is also sometimes rarely. It really depends on the hotel that they book for you. Then like I said earlier, you do have those vending machines, and they also have like ice machines for you to use. And most of the time they are free for you. Then for my experience, when we arrived here in the United States, I had to stay in a hotel like almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks for me to be able to find a place to stay, get a car, and finally move out of that apartments. Because for us, there was an advantage for us staying in that hotel because everything was within like a walking distance. We have the Walmart within like a 2-minute walk. We have like a pizza parlor or pizza shops. We have the barber shop. We have I think we have the McDonald's within just a walking distance and the gas stations. So for us, I didn't want to leave our hotel because of that accessibility. The apartment wherein we wanted to rent was actually available within the first 2 weeks. We didn't want to move in because I didn't have my car yet. So if I move into the place, there will be some difficulties for me because I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone who can bring me to different grocery stores and buy those things. So for us, it was most likely wiser to stay in a hotel. So yeah, you have to think about those things when you move out in your hotels. Then since I only stayed there for 3 weeks, the 1 week period we're in supposed to be covered by the agency because our agency promised to cover the first 30 days when you arrive here in the United States. So for us, they did the computations. So for my apartment before, it's like $424 or $25 per month. So she divided to 30 days. Then whatever left with the 1 week period, she gave it to us. So that's how they did the computation for us. But I think it depends on your agency, so you have to talk to them about this. Things you need to buy or bring when you arrive here in the United States for hotel use. So if you're unable to pack some of these things, so it's best for you to buy whenever you have the chance when you arrive here in the United States. And most of the time, if you are being guided by your agent, you can ask them to bring you in Walmart or any grocery stores that you can buy these things. So like I said earlier, your laundry soaps, it's best to buy those pods so it will be easier for you to carry them. It will be lighter package for you. Then dish soaps, the sponge, of course, plate, spoon, fork, glass, microwavable Tupperwares, and of course your rice cooker. Yes, you can buy these guys. The smallest one I've seen and the cheapest one is like $14.90 or $15. So you can buy those things. And in your hotel, when you use your rice cooker, make sure to use them far away from the smoke alarm or cover the smoke alarm. Or better, when you're cooking your rice, use them inside your bathroom. Yes, that's the best place for you to use or to cook the rice because it causes a lot of steam. So if the smoke alarm detects it, it makes a kind of noise. So it is irritating. And yes, anywhere in the United States, you can buy rice. Yep, there are rice anywhere here. And surprisingly, even in our rural place before, in Walmart, they were selling rice. So you don't have a problem for that. You don't really have to pack rice when you arrive here in the United States. It's kind of heavy, so you don't have to bring those, okay? I get a lot of questions about bringing rice to the United States. So once and for all, this is my answer. Do not bring rice. You can buy rice here in Walmart, okay? The next to buy is, of course, if you can buy a tabo or substitute for tabo or for a pail, you can do that. And hangers, you can buy some hangers. Best to buy these things in Dollar Tree or in Walmart. They're quite cheap. Then sleepers. Yes, you do have to buy sleepers because believe it or not, some hotels in the United States are quite dirty. I remember the first time when we arrived here, they're not quite clean when it comes to cleaning the rooms before usage. In fact, when we were using our feet walking to the carpets in our room, after just walking for like 30 minutes, you can see that your feet is like totally black. That dirty, like muddy. So that's not the kind of place that you want to walk barefoot in. So it's best for you to bring your slippers. So for the final most important tip that I can give you to make your life more comfortable when you arrive here in the United States is to research. Yep, that's the best answer. Before being deployed, your agent will be giving you some details on where you will be staying, like a hotel. Like for us, they told us that we'll be staying in a Super 8 hotel in this particular area. So what you need to do is, if you're being given with these kind of details, do your research, go to their website, see the amenities that they have, so you know what to bring. And use Google Map in order for you to check out the area where you'll be staying and try to familiarize yourself with the things that you can do within those areas, so you know what to prepare. So hoping you can find some laundry areas, some groceries nearby, and those kind of things. So if those kind of things are not found within the walking distance, then you have to prepare different way. But if they do have like within those areas, then you don't have to bring other stuff from Philippines going to the United States, because you know you can buy those things within walking distance from your hotel. Then one bonus tips for you guys. Instead of staying in hotels, I think it's best for you to stay in those like Airbnb types, or those you can find in furnish finders. Yes, those are the kind of places that you want to stay, and they are quite more comfortable to live in versus staying in a hotel, especially if they're fully equipped with equipments. And I'll show you in some of my next videos about it, like staying in those Airbnb types or furnish finder apartments, so you guys will have a better idea on what those kind of things look like. In my last video, I posted something coming here to the United States. So after coming here, you'll be staying in an apartment. So I think I'll be trying to do a sequence on what you need to prepare, or things that you need to know when you arrive here in the United States, like sequence by sequence. So make sure to click the subscribe button. So I think that's it for the video. If you guys have any questions or comment, please comment down below. Especially for those already arrived here in the United States, please put in some of the tips that you can help some of our colleagues come here to the United States. I'm sure it will really be helpful for them. If you like this video and learned something, please help me back by clicking the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And share it with friends. Again, I'm Nurse Juan de la Cruz, your OFW nurse. Thank you for watching. God bless. Bye-bye. Stay safe.